some here. Why can't those health professionals go and see the police and say, listen, I outrank you in regards to mental health, and I'm telling you this is what's happening and our children are in danger?
It's because of the private and confidentiality clause that goes with doctors. I know it sucks. That's what makes it hard. And they have to get warrants to acquire that information, and they have to have a reason for it.
And I guess no judge in the country is going to sign a warrant for her arrest when she has all these things wrong with her, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I've got, not sure if you heard this earlier as well. I've got a detective in Victoria. I live at the bottom of Victoria. And I've actually got a detective through the socket team.
Yep.
Which they deal with sexual offences and child crimes.
Well, in that case, I've got a couple of names for you to look up.
All right. Did you want to just send them to me?
Nah, just say it now because I don't care.
That's all right.
George Rosetta.
Okay.
Yeah. Diddley does bananas. The bloke that puts his legs behind his heads and speaks like ladies sometimes. Blah blah blah. I'm sure that there's federal police watching this live as we speak.
They can watch all they like. Also while I remember, and while you're in here, thanks, Spud. I'll check. We got confirmation today that we
Top bloke Bradley. Donna just brought it up in the thing. Top bloke Bradley is also another predator.
Mm-hmm.
He needs eyes on as well.
Oh, that was one of the lives I watched. They were calling him out, and she was on there.
Yeah, they were both talking about it.
Yep, I remember watching that live, and they kept trying to get him into it, and he wouldn't. Yep. He's from Victoria.
He's from Victoria, and although he may be innocent, I'm telling you, I've tried to speak to him in private, and he blocks me. So in my mind, that is sus as. Mm-hmm. So if you see top bloke Bradley, or as I like to call him, bottom bloke Bradley, just keep your eye on him.
He's not hard to find on Facebook either.
Is that right?
Yeah. So if you literally go onto his TikTok page, you can get onto it, because when I was watching that live, I went and did a little Facebook search too. Yeah, he's not hard to find. His pictures are the exact same.
All right, exposed. I'll have a look at your pinned things. I'll follow you back.
I just want to touch base on the posters. We found out today, yes, we can. We need to word them right. Obviously, a bit similar to the UK. It's a council thing. It's not a police thing. So what I need to do is within the next couple of days, do some homework on how to word this, etc. And I'm also going to do some QR codes up also with in the Australian part with child safety apps, what you can do to keep your children's devices a lot safer, you know, and just put a warning out that there is these type of people on these apps. Unfortunately, me where I live, putting posters up, I can tell people in town. Obviously, I've probably had a few people over the last couple of days from where I am jump into my in my live, because I am from a very small town. But I probably can't do it here. I don't think many people would take very much notice. I will be trying to hand out to the schools, and I will be making up a QR code so parents can scan it to take you to apps, child safety sites, stuff like that.
Fantastic. Yeah, I live in a pretty big town, so I'm happy. Sorry, Top Cat, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're right.
I'm happy to. There's so many schools here. I can go and drop them off there. There's a couple of libraries. I can put it around town here. So yeah, I'm happy.
Look, and with me, if I get those flyers, I'll stick them on the MP's office, on his window, because there's nothing illegal for me to do it, to stop.
Actually, now with what Top Cat just said, would it be good to go to a local MP and actually have a conversation with them and actually show them the proof of these videos that we are currently spreading an awareness about? Do you think, like Top Cat and Rach
I
and
do.
everyone else, do you guys think that would be a perfect idea?
I
Actually,
think
I'm going
it's the
to.
only option. Sorry to interrupt. Ashley, is it?
Oh no, my name's Rach.
Oh, Rach, sorry, mate. Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Rach, but I actually wrote a letter to the Prime Minister warning him of these types of things. And it's in one of my posts, right? I wrote it on the 13th of December. I told you I got palmed away, palmed away, palmed away. So guess what? Scotty doesn't know yet that Scotty's going to be sued for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And every single person that has fallen victim to these things, especially through TikTok, I hope gets compensated too, because the ripple effect is just amazing. It's disgusting, and there's so many people hurting themselves or being put in mental health hospitals. I shouldn't say that, but mental health facilities because of this thing. Because we feel let down by our own country.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people that should be protecting our children aren't doing their, like, protecting our children and us, I guess, as adults, aren't doing their job. Like, we shouldn't have to take it into our own hands.
Exactly.
But it's getting that way because they're not doing anything about it. They're not so worried about it, if that makes sense, like from what I've seen.
So can I just say one more thing before I shut the fuck up? Okay, I just seen a comment down the bottom by the Observer. The Observer saying we need to check our children's devices. Please remember to check your children's devices. The problem with that is I can easily rule that on my two little ones who are 5 and 4, but for my 17-year-old and my soon-to-be 18-year-old this month, how do I enforce that? Or is that just through education?
I found, Tony, with me, this is personal experience with my, I have 3 teenagers. So with the eldest one, she's a pretty cluey kid. She's switched on. She knows that if messages like this were to come in, then, by 17, they kind of start to realize, oh, hang on, these are scammers, or this is a bit of an odd message. They kind of do that. I have a autistic daughter. I monitor her accounts only due to her neuro disability, but I try my best to keep. But she's very open with me too. So if she was to probably get a message, she'd probably go, "Yeah, Mum, what's this?"
I think that is what the key is. We need to teach our children that there are dangers out there, and it is okay to come and see mum or dad and tell them of the dangers. Or if something seems a little bit sus or wrong, they need to be able to come and speak to mum or dad. If they can't speak to mum or dad, they need to be able to speak with their teacher or their principal, or something, like someone who's trustworthy and has a working with children's check. Even though sometimes that isn't the case. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm from Taree.
The best advice I can give is just talk to your kids. Talk to them. They're 100%. Not scary little creatures like we are.
No, they're not.
Talk to them. Be open with them. Be sure to say, look, these are the dangers. This is what these. Obviously, don't go to extent to showing them videos
of course.
But say, look, these are the type of people that are on these sites. Please, if any messages come through, just tell me. Just talk to someone. I don't care if it's your neighbour or counsellor.
Well, actually, don't tell your neighbour. Don't tell your neighbour, because you know yourself that a lot of these perpetrators are actually in-house family members. Most cases.
Yes, I know that from very close experience.
And that's what breaks up families, because half of the family believe the dirty old uncle, and half the family believe the person who they should believe.
And please, everyone, if can I get trigger warning in the chats and double tap just to get this live shared?
I think it's Australia's, not just Australia, but it is prominent here in Australia. Every family has got that skeleton in the closet, that dirty little secret that we don't talk about because we don't want to bring disrepute upon ourselves or our family members who are normal. But I do know a few people who have outed their father, they've outed their brother or their sister. No, actually, I haven't come across a sister yet. But they're the brave people. They're really, really brave because they cut themselves off from their whole family just to stay true to themselves and to protect their children. So those people I really, really, really admire.
Yeah, and I mean it is, unfortunately it is everywhere. It's a worldwide thing. It's been going on for thousands of years, unfortunately, and it's still a very taboo subject because really anything around sexual health or anything like that is taboo here in Australia still. So it's only now just becoming more of a common thing to speak about and be openly since social media kind of really blew up here, especially during COVID times. No, none of your secrets were safe. So, you know, that's the best advice I can give to any parent out there as a parent of a child survivor is just talk to your kids, talk to them, listen to them. Some may not show signs, but if you talk and you know, and while we're here on TikTok Live spreading awareness about one certain person, there's millions more out there.
Millions and millions more. It's disgusting. I'm from Taree, and it's in Taree. It seems to be where all the authorities put these sick mongrels. And and I didn't even realise there was more. The percentage of women in these NOP groups are growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
All you have to do is look at the trending, and like, you know, everyone occasionally watches a little bit of spicy, yeah. But if you look into the spices, it's all stepmom, stepsister, you know, all this crap, and it's just wrong. It's just wrong.
Yeah, a few years ago, I actually had a foster boy who had a school computer. Those sites weren't blocked on his school computer, on his laptop, and he come home and it was all mother, son,
stuff.
grandmother, son.
Yeah, see, with the school computers, if a child is smart enough, like especially when they're getting
100%.
older, some kids are very tech savvy now. You can jailbreak them, which means like you can just have it. Because generally, I know with like most school laptops that are given out, they are locked. You can only get onto certain sites. So unless they're jailbroken, that has happened here from where, like, I'm from Grafton, so not far from Top Cat, but there has been a couple of cases in our schools, even when I was in school, of kids jailbreaking these computers and then getting into lots of trouble because they do find sexually explicit content on their school computers.
Yeah.
So why can't something be just implemented everywhere? Like, why is this not monitored more by the police?
Hey, remember a couple of years ago how the country got together to try and save our freedom from the jab? Why can't the country get together and say, save our children from these people? I don't understand.
Exactly.
I think a lot of people do, Top Cat. I think they do, but then
they get shot down.
It gets stopped. I'll admit, this afternoon, I was ready to shut it all down. I was ready to quit because of the messages I'm getting. And, you know, and I understand it's just trolls and stuff, but it really does beat you down when you know you're doing the right thing, but still you're getting messages about people who are on this app, about this, about that, about, look, I'm not here for the drama, I'm not here for the clout, I'm not here for that. I'm here to simply say, please, parents, check your children's devices for this person's usernames. Please, if your kids are on TikTok, make sure they're not watching her. She's
It's
an
just to
extremely
spread awareness.
Pardon? Yes, exactly. It's. I'm not here to bitch. As I said, I'm not here to bash, harass, bully, or anything like that with Ashley. I'm just here to simply say, parents, check your children's devices. Make
You
sure
know,
these names aren't in. This is what this person has admitted, and this is what we're trying to do to help parents'
yeah.
education.
And
There was a lady come in today, and she said, she was pissed off that everyone was cutting her off, and she wanted to talk to Ashlea and whatnot. And I totally seen her point, but the more platform that she gets, the angrier most of us get. You know what I mean? So if you want to go and look at her platform, go to her lives.
I did understand. I think it was Lindsay, the poor thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
actually
of
felt
course.
very
I
upset, and
felt I felt very sorry for her.
I did see where she was coming from. I think because a lot of the UK people haven't seen what Ashley's like. We've all seen this before. This is nothing new. This is nothing new to us. What comes out of her mouth and what she does is nothing new. We've probably, most of us who have been following this cretin now for years or months or whatever, have dissociated ourselves against her behaviour because it's just Ashley. That's just
It's
what
just
she
too
said.
much. Yeah,
She's got
it's like
a victim mentality, even though
Yeah,
she's the one
and
that did the wrong.
I don't think, because the UK people are only new to her, I don't think they understood what her behaviours are like. So I did see her point, and the cutting in and out and stuff. It did get very chaotic in Tony's live. It did get very busy. It did get chaotic. It did get loud.
yeah,
But I wasn't a moderator, and that wasn't my live. So I can't tell people how to run their lives. That's not my
that's
business.
right. Yeah, yeah.
But everyone done really well that day with her being in the box and her just sitting there, and the whole tablet thing, 3 fucking hours. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Yeah, pretty crazy.
She was making more of a fool out of herself and
Yeah,
showing the UK people what she actually is really all about. So I could see her point. I could see a very valid point, and I
yeah,
did apologise. And my intention was not to upset the UK public. My intention was never that.
yeah.
I don't think Tony and the team had come across someone who was so blatantly open about their what they've admitted, and I think it was quite a shock to everyone. I really think it was.
yeah, I'm just going to
I've
quickly,
been,
sorry, I'm
sorry,
just going
keep
to quickly
going.
butt in because I do have to run. But I'm still getting everything organised for the detective. If anyone has anything that even they think may be a little bit sus, please send it through to me, or message me and I can send my Instagram. But also let your children know, children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, cousins, let them know that it's okay for them to come to you about any suspicious messages or anything that doesn't make them feel okay, because they're not doing anything wrong. It's the people actually messaging them that are in
I
the wrong, and they need to know that.
I hate to disclose this, but I'm a father of 4 girls, and my eldest two, on both occasions, came to me instead of their mother and
Hmm.
told me what was going on. And I followed that through JERT, JERT, New South Wales, Queensland, JERT.
Hmm.
I've gotten convictions against other people that have been perpetrators towards my own children. So this is a very, very, very dear and close subject to me.
For
Yeah,
those who don't know what JERT is the Joint Investigation Response Team here in New South Wales. They deal with child sexual abuse
That's
claims,
right.
and
Yeah. And really, in both cases, one was because the perpetrator was a child himself. So I can understand that. I totally understand it. The second time, the child was 17, and in my brain, that's old enough to know right from wrong, and the magistrate's seen that,
hmm,
but he just got a slap on the wrist.
yeah. And see, when I was 14, I was actually on social media without my mum's knowledge, and I was a victim of, how do I say, brushing?
Grooming.
Yeah, I didn't know if I could say it or not.
Yeah, grooming.
I was a victim of that by a 48-year-old man who ended up finding out where I lived, and by the time I told my mum, it was too late. He knew my details. He knew where I lived, and
wow,
I'm not going to allow that to happen to any other children.
Yeah,
it's not right, especially when I'm a foster carer, and the children that I've had in my care, the stories that you hear, it's yeah.
One of my youngest brothers is a foster carer too, and he's had a boy for the last 4 years, and he's got a similar upbringing. And you know the foster care system and also NDIS in Australia has a lot to answer for.
Yeah,
100%.
A really close friend of mine's grandfather actually did a massive inquest into the docks workers about sexual assault on minors that were in care of docks. They had big, massive. He's a private investigator. Well, he's retired now, but a big, massive thing in Sydney against docks because of this same thing.
Yeah.
But it was the docks workers doing it to these children that they should have been protecting.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a stepmother from a previous life. She's actually an employee for CPS, Child Protective Services. They still got that now, don't they? No, they don't. Oh, it's JPS, Justice, JPS. She's a member of JPS, employed by them, but she's been on stress leave for the last 6 months because of this crap. Anyways,
yes, it'd be a bloody hard job to do. It'd be a very hard job to work in dirt and all those kind of departments with detectives and police. I'd hate to imagine what they see on a daily thing. I'm just going to let Polly talk now. Talk, if that's okay. Thank you.
I'm going to jump out, okay? Because I've got
I'm going to jump out too.
I'm going to have a phone call in a minute.
All right, mate. But no worries.
Thank you so much for having me.
No worries, mate.
I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm going to jump out as well, but I'll keep in touch with everyone.
All right. See you, Crystal.
Bye.
Hi.
Hi.
So I'm actually a UK person, and I'm not that new to Ashlea. I came across her probably about a month ago because I'm a bit of an art. I don't know how I came across her. I think maybe because I'm a night owl and I was scrolling through lives. She just appeared on my lives, and it was only a couple of days ago that I'd reached that point of, I don't know, disbelief of just what I'm hearing. And so I literally just had to talk to her to see how I would feel talking to her, and see if she would make any sense, or if I could get anything different out of her than anyone else that has tried with her. From what I've seen, she has people in her boxes, every day, and she happily tells them about her crimes that she's committed, and it's almost like she gets off on it. So I actually went in her box a couple of days ago for the first time, and she comes across now as one of the most, even more dangerous than predators out there that get caught and act remorseful. Because when I was speaking to Ashlea, the way that she said to me that, she adds children on Snapchat out of boredom, and then she came up with a story. She said at first, "Oh, I'm not going to tell you because you just won't believe me. You'll think I'm crazy." And I said, well, I already do. So you might, I doubt anything is going to make me think anything worse of you than what I already think. So she gave me the story that the whole reason why she speaks to children is because she believes she is an earth angel. And
oh, yes, I
she is on this, earth to help children. And I turned around and said, I have a passion for helping people, and what I do is I do it as a career. I got a qualification out of it. I don't add and then I turned around and said to her, so let me play out a scenario for you and let me just see how you respond. And when I turned around and said to her, if a child adds you, or you add a child, but you don't know they're a child, and you get talking, and then they turn around and say, I'm 13, would you, continue talking to them, or would you block them? And I'm thinking someone on a public live, there was probably 200-300 people in there. She would be like, oh no, once I found out their age, I would block them. Just so quickly out of her mouth, she was like, well, it's not inappropriate for me to talk to children. I'm an earth angel, and I can often tell with people, I'm very good with reading children, that I know that they reached out to me and they need my help. And that's what makes me think that she's more dangerous than your normal predators out there, because she generally believes that somehow in a fudged up mind that what she's doing is completely appropriate. And that scares the absolute shit out of me, even more than when you see these people getting stung, and when they get caught, they're acting all remorseful and they're really sorry and they're scared about what's to come.
Yeah,
Ashlea has none of that.
She's not sorry about what she's done. No. She just thinks she's the victim. On the live I watched a couple of months ago, and I cannot remember his name, they were talking about Top Rope Bradley when she was on. She pretty much basically stated what happened with her and the 14-year-old, and that he went home and his mother, he got in trouble for it, it was all his fault, all he's doing. And everyone just kind of turned around and was like, no, it was your fault as the adult, technically.
I'm sorry, Carly, I didn't mean to cut you off there. And just for everyone, double tap, please. And secondly, we have now proof video Crystal found of her admitting to trying to schmurder someone.
Wow.
For those
she was not even remorseful last night about that guy. Kind of offing himself. I shouldn't say it like that, but she didn't seem remorseful about it.
I asked her about that because people were mentioning his name in the comments, and I was a bit like, I really don't feel comfortable speaking on someone that's no longer here. But how do you feel? This is what I said to Ashlea. How do you feel knowing something that you did has caused, could have played a part in someone's mental health becoming to that point where they're no longer here? She turned around and she said to me, I know why he did it. He did it because he couldn't handle the guilt of what he done to me.
Yeah.
And it, honestly, I mean, I in my job, because I've worked in a children's home before, and their stories are absolutely horrific. So I've seen that side. Ashlea, and I'm always quite surprised when something shocks me. Ashlea is somebody that shocks the absolute shit out of me with just how blasé she is about this whole. And even when she came off that massive live that Tony did with all of you in the box, playing the video, she was there watching these videos of her saying that she's attracted to children and so on. She was in the box and watching. You can't deny it. It's coming up, even though she did try to say, it was a diversion or whatever. But she then, went on live, and it was just a joke to her. She was like, oh, they're all so weird. And then she was trying to get people into her box so that somebody could send them all the evidence so they could go to the police. Like I genuinely feel that she gets off on this because she can hear, like I think she enjoys hearing about how she talks to children, and I think she enjoys talking about things she's done in the past. Generally, you know, she gets off on it. You know, she likes to explain.
She likes the attention.
She does. And like, you know, and I think she is probably one of the scariest people that I have come across, in the sense that I almost want to go, what do you like in terms of like something you diagnose someone with when they're not remorseful, they can't show, you know, any not a narcissist, like a psychopath.
Psychopathic behaviour. Psychopathic tendencies.
She really does have psychopathic tendencies like that, and like just when you hear her talking about things and the way, and massive victim mentality, can I say, massive.
She talks about it like it's a victory, if that makes sense, like because she's gotten away with it, in the sense that, oh, like, look at me kind of thing. And
she says that she's been to the police, and I think it's utter bullshit, because when I said to her, well, when you went to the police and you explained about the 4-year-old, and then you explained about the 14-year-old, which in the UK would be down as statutory rape.
Yeah, and the age of consent here, I'm pretty sure it's, last time I checked, it was like 16 for girls. Oh no, yeah, 16 for girls, 18 for boys.
Oh, okay, yeah, same as the UK then, yeah. And she said the police turned around and said to her that she should go and seek therapy for what happened. That, I mean, unless your police are that shocking that they didn't look into her at all and they just told her to go and get therapy, I do not believe that Ashlea has sat down with the police and has almost handed herself in. That's what she said she's done. I don't believe that she's done that.
No, she's got videos up of like text messages for victim card report, like what you get from the police sometimes if you've done an online, I can't even think of the word, but if you go look at it, she's got like she's got like the number for taking it in, and you know,
yeah, I've seen that as well.
I don't think it's for this. I think it's because she's being called out and she's trying to get these people to stop. I don't think it's actually for what she has done.
Yeah, I think, Catherine, I think Caitlin, sorry, in the comments down there, I think you are correct. I think she's only gone to the police about bullying.
Yeah, so that is correct. Sorry to butt in.
I don't think I've ever heard her say she's gone to the police about. She has said she's turned herself in. I apologise. She has said, I've turned myself in about what I've said, but she doesn't go into detail about, I've gone to the police and I've told them in detail what I've done. She's just gone to the police and said, I've gone to the police and told them what I said. That's all that comes out of her mouth about that anyways.
Can I quickly just say something?
Sorry, because I don't live in Australia. My dad does, but our police aren't very good here. There was a scenario of me when I was 15, and it involved a kidnap, an essay, and the person just got a suspended sentence. He was an old man, and he ended up getting a suspended sentence, and that was it. Is it quite similar there in Australia in terms of how they come down on people like Ashlea, or?
They are very low sentences. Our offender got one of the highest sentences in, I'm not going to say the court because people will know, but it was 16 years, 12 years non-parole, which is a very, very, very high sentence for Edo pay here in Australia. It depends on their charges as well. It goes on, you know, how many counts of what they've done and the charges, etc., etc. So, it depends on what they've been charged with and the severity of it.
I think they're more evidence-based here, honestly, because they're lazy.
Yep. Well, and I think our sentence was so high because of the severity of it all. So it really does differ, and it depends on the judge. It really does. It depends on the judge as well here. So that's kind of what I've experienced with this kind of thing of sentences and stuff like that. You know, we were told at the start by our detectives that, oh, you know, look, don't get your hopes up, but 5 years. 5 years. And so we were quite happy and relieved when he was dropped that sentence. He's no longer here. He died last year. What a shame.
Hard to have any sympathy for that, but what a shame.
But yeah, so it's really dependent on the charges and what evidence they have and what judge that's doing the case.
Well, I am going to jump down, but thank you so much for letting me up. And I just want to say, you know, fair play to you girls. I mean, I came across Ashlea, you know, probably less than a month ago, and you guys have been dealing with her for years and, you know, trying to protect, like, you know, I'm a mum, so my children and, you know, well, she's only 2, but as she gets older, you know, and other people's kids. I just want to thank everyone that is a part of what you lot are trying to do. Just keep going and make sure that you are looking after your own mental health as well. That's the only thing I would say, is make sure you're taking that, because I mean, it's really disturbing, some of the stuff that comes out of, I don't even know what to call her, mouth. And I hope that you are all, you know, looking after your mental health as well. But thank you for bringing me up. And by the way, my name is Frankie. It's actually not Polly. I am kind of changed my name because we have a Ashlea kind of person here in the UK called Lucy. And she blocks me if I go in with my name, so I changed my name to something random. So my name's not actually Polly Pocket, it's Frankie. But
That's okay.
Thank you so much for letting me up, and just please look after your own mental health as well.
No, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks, Polly. Welcome anytime.
Thank you. Thanks.
Can I quickly just say something about the police card that the other girl mentioned?
Yeah.
So with what you just said, I actually went into my local slaughterhouse and gave them that, and the 2 officers were behind the glass, sat there laughing at each other, just reading over just the own hands the responsible way by exposing and spreading awareness that we have a critter in Mount Druitt in New South Wales. I also have an exposed page that I have exposed her on, as I've just posted in the chat. If you guys would like to go and look at the 3-pin videos, with the one that went viral is a conversation between me, Ashlea, and 2 other people. That's gone over about, like, I think nearly like over 14 views. There's one where she's admitting on live with her face this crime. So if you guys know how to repost it, please do it. If not, all you have to do is go down to the 3 dots in the video, and in like the middle screen, it should come up and say repost. Just click on that and it will just push it out to the For You page again. All good. I'm muting. I've had enough talking.
Did anyone else want to jump up in the box?
Oh, also, by the way, Ray, sorry for cutting you off a few times. If I do it, just tell them to shut the fuck up.
Oh, you're right.
I'm happy for you to do that.
Yeah, if anyone wants to repost it and it got reported. Yes, a lot of our videos at the present are getting reported. I had a feeling it would happen. And I had a feeling the messages would come flooding in too. So such a bloody pain.
I was going to quickly say as well, Rach, what I've been doing is because I've been spam following people, it may just be a good idea to actually go and check on the account, go through the videos if you can, if the account is public, just to see if they are kids. And if you think they're sus, just don't even follow them back and block them, because it's just usually clout chasers or people that want to talk complete garbage. But to be honest, I haven't had anyone come to me because they probably know with me not having a filter, I'll probably tear their face off. So good luck to anyone that wants to come for me. You will fucking regret it.
I mean, they've got quite a troop if they really want to find me up here in the hills. I'm way out in the boondocks up in hills, so look, it really doesn't bother me at the end of the day. I knew it was gonna hit anyways. But yeah, I can't.
I just feel like the people that are being the negatives and that are trying to make spam accounts to kind of support her are people that believe in her lies.
Yes, and I mean, if someone wants to sit in someone's life who's overly admitted that they've amused little ones and stuff like that, you're in the same category, in the same box as her. Sorry, I don't know why anyone would want to sit even next to someone on a plane that you don't even know that isn't an OPay. Like, why the hell would you? It blows me away. But if you want to sit there at OPay's live and gift and continue to listen to the grot that comes out of her mouth, then that's all on you guys.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like the fact that she tries and sits there and defends the actions and then puts the blames on the actual victim is just beyond a joke. I know, like, as a parent, we try to teach our children right from wrong, and we can do the absolute best we can. But that, I just, she makes my blood boil.
Yeah, she definitely thrives on the attention. She certainly does. This isn't a live to draw attention to her live or for people to go over and snoop. This is just a live to share the awareness of what she's done.
Because I don't think we can actually, like, I've tried looking at, like, the sexual offenders list. Like, I know in America they have, like, little apps that will show you where these people are, but we can't see our own. As I'm from New South Wales too, I can't. We can add, like, nominate people to be added to that list of EdoPays, but we can't actually see who's on it.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's we were talking about this actually before with Darren Hinch when I was in Tony's live explaining to Tony about what Darren Hinch was trying to do, and he should have had that registry passed. He should have had that registry passed. I know a lot of people don't like Darren Hinch. Some do. I like the work that he was trying to push forward for a registry. I'm not a political person. I don't follow politics.
Neither do I.
So but the only reason why my ears pricked up, it was on the news on the radio one morning, and it wasn't long after we found out about our offender, and it come up that Darren Hinch was trying to pass the registry, and I jumped on it the chance I could and supported as much as I could on that. So, but it never got passed. It never got passed.
I did hear not so long ago that it's in Queensland, so that doesn't help us here, but they are going to start naming and shaming before they are even put on trial, because they do try to protect their identity, but people need to know.
Yes, but what if they get bail and they go do the same thing?
Like there was a big case last month before about this, not her, but this whole sexual offences. They were because they were well-known people, they weren't going to name and shame.
Yeah.
I don't care whether you got millions and millions of dollars. You should not be allowed to get away with something like this.
Yeah.
Everyone
Once
should
Edo
know
pay,
this is
always.
what you've done.
Yep. Once a Edo pay, always a Edo pay. I'm sorry, there is no I don't believe in rehabilitation for these people. I do not believe in it. I think it's a load of crock. That's my opinion.
You can't. It's like being gay. It's like you're kind of born being gay. You kind of, if you start thinking this way, and you sexualizing babies because they're babies, it's just wrong. Like, it's not something that can change.
No, absolutely. I'm 100% on that. I don't think they can be rehabilitated.
Not now, especially with having it all over the internet, really.
Yeah, it's at their fingertips, absolutely. Now, yeah, yep. All I got to do is just scroll on TikTok and, drop the age limit right down on the algorithm, and there you go. Like, it's very accessible to them these days, and it's making it very easy for them to get away with it.
Exactly. Like, not so long ago, one of the big Edo pays from around Grafton got released from prison. I think it was end of last year, start of this year. That's what I mean, not so long ago, and he's been released to the public here in Grafton.
Yeah.
And unless you know him, and not like, I don't know who this person is. I know of what has happened. I know he's been released, but unless you know, you don't know if that person you're talking to is that man that got released from prison.
Yeah, yep, and it's so hard for them because they're getting quite sneaky now. Some of them are getting very smart, especially with the internet. And before all these sting teams started popping up, it was quite easy. But now with the sting teams and stuff like that, it's making it very hard for them. So they're getting very smart. But yeah, I mean, this is something that's been going on thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So it's nothing new to the human race, but it is new.
It's just getting more brazen with it. Like Monday, my really good friend got an email from the school, like her son's high school, saying that a child was approached by someone in a white van on the way home from school. So it was Tuesday, because Monday afternoon it happened. So Tuesday she got the email. So I'm glad that, the school's letting people know, but it's only the parents of the children that go to that school. It's not been publicly announced on Facebook, especially for my town, that this has happened. And it's wrong.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. There should be a registry. Once they're sentenced, they should be on that registry for life.
Exactly.
And we should be able to look up a person's name and to a registry, especially like women with children, or even men these days with children.
It's not a name, but like having a rough location of where these people could be in your town or state. Just knowing that there's these potential predators, where we'd be able to feel more safe and be able to protect our children than constantly worrying about, oh, is this person going to do this? Is this person going to try and grab my child? And then there's people like Ashlea that just openly do it and get away with it.
Which was, to be honest, when I started seeing her Facebook Lives before here, it got me intrigued. She really did. I'm like, did you just see what you fucking said? Like, did you just...
Yeah, she just says it nonchalantly like it happens every day.
And I thought, no, this girl's seriously just throwing this dark humour banter around like, okay, yuck, but whatever.
Like, I've got dark humour, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, and usually everyone's kind of like on Facebook Live going, hey, look, that's about kids, like it's not funny, man, like blah, blah, blah. And a couple of weeks later, she says it again, and everyone's like, "Whoa, hang on, isn't this just a repeat?" And people started getting sus about it because we're like, okay, at the start we thought she was doing it for attention. Oh, boot him, killer, and block.
You think if enough people put in reports that they would do an investigation?
You would have thought so. As I said, she's been doing this for years, as far as I'm aware, on this platform and Facebook. So I don't understand. I know a lot of people, like at the end of 2022, when 2020, sorry, when she really started to gain followers, purely for the fact, I think, so they could troll her and the shock factor of it all. I don't think they were actual supporters, but and you know, this is when all this stuff started coming out. So this has been like 4 years on the app now of her, you know, nearly 4 years now on this app of her just going like with this crap.
Admitting to what she's done.
Yeah. And I didn't think she was serious again at the start. I thought I didn't know her then on a personal level. So I kind of was just like, nah, she's obviously got disabilities and stuff, and you know, she's just saying this because she gets the views when she says it. And people started to really suss her out, and we started finding all this stuff out. And then when COVID hit and she jumped over to here, that's when it really started gaining traction, because everyone's like, okay, no, she's telling the truth. She's shown documents. There's proof on the internet.
The video I watched last night on her YouTube, where she was pretty much explaining exactly what happened when she was 8, and this 4-year-old apparently coerced her, just openly explaining it like as if, you know, it just was like another day.
Yeah.
And I should have screen recorded it. I had it in my brain. I should have done it, but I didn't. It's just, and now it's all gone. Like, does that not prove guilty?
Sure, she done this not last year, the year before, I think at the end of year 2022, sorry. She got heated on like this. Everyone started figuring out stuff. Everyone was coming for her, you know, and she actually disappeared. She was off the app for months, off it for months. And then mid-22, no, it was 21, sorry. So, yeah, mid-22, she's come back and been back on it since. So we did get her to a point where she did leave for a good probably 6 or so months. So it was a good chunk of time. So we did succeed once, and I was hoping this would be enough to get her off. I don't know whether she's been live or not. I haven't gone and looked on my other account, but
yeah, I don't know if it was live today, but she put up a video. It did say 3 hours ago. I can't quite remember what, but yeah, pretty much about people apparently bullying her. Like, we're not bullying, we're stating facts, we're presenting the evidence, and you're just, your actions and the way you carry on is showing everybody how guilty you are, but you think you're not guilty.
Yeah. No, and that's why I wanted to constantly tell people too. I'm not here to bully, embarrass, harass, bash, anything like that. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to just tell parents, look, she's said these kind of things. Please keep an eye out. Because of that. You know, just child's devices, check them. You know, check to make sure she's not in your kids' devices, or that she's not in your kids' Roblox accounts. She's not in your kids' Fortnite accounts, you know. Tara, she started admitting these kind of things back on Facebook Live days just before TikTok got big here.
I'm just doing work behind the scenes.
All good. Oh yeah, Tara also thought, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just going a bit through people's comments. Yeah, Tara, I can remember in a couple of group, like Facebook lives that she'd done in groups that I was in, to do with Fortnite, like gaming groups, and just stupid groups on Facebook that people make that thousands join just to be live. So, hi Ree, we're here talking about a certain creator on here who's admitted to some pretty gnarly stuff. So we're just here warning parents to look at a couple of videos about kids' devices with some usernames in. Yeah,